Search and destroy. Eliminate the objectives.
What is up, guys? I'm Ash, as per usual, and I'm bringing you some Search and Destroy on the map Meltdown using the DSR-50. And it's kind of late. It's 11:15. I'm about to go to bed shortly, and I just figured I'd make a commentary real quick so I could render the video while I went to bed. But what you're watching is probably one of the most frustrating games I have ever played in Call of Duty history. I've only been playing since Black Ops 1, so I haven't been playing for that long, but this is beyond ridiculous. Me and my group of guys were playing fairly well. I was playing really well, in my opinion. I made my share of mistakes, and I won't say that I was a pro in this gameplay, but I definitely attempted to carry the team. I tried my hardest. I tried to carry the team on my back, and it didn't work out. But I do take my fair share of deaths, and I do cut out all my deaths, except for this first one, just to illustrate exactly what our teammates, or one of our teammates, was doing. We have leavers, and we have people that didn't do anything to contribute to the team on our team. We probably cycled through 12 players on our team, like 12 different people through all the levers. So, yeah, that didn't help. So here you see this guy sitting in the spawn, doing nothing, and yeah, I just cut it right there because it was another minute and a half of him sitting there doing nothing. Meanwhile, Ryan got killed after he planted the bomb, and we lost because the guy defused it. So yeah, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Just watch the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy it. Remember, I make my share of mistakes, but I get a ton of kills, and I try my hardest to carry my team on my back, and it just doesn't work out, it doesn't pay off. And I absolutely choke it at the end, and that was my fault, but you can't do everything. You can't win them all, and you definitely can't do it by yourself. So what I do want to talk about is, I mentioned a couple videos ago, I think it was a couple, about buying a PC and switching over to PC gaming versus buying the new consoles. And I want to kind of talk about that a little bit more because there's always the different qualms you have with switching something up like that. One issue I would have is Ryan and Curtis and all the guys I play with, even some of you guys, all you play on Xbox, and I'd miss that. I really would, to be honest with you. Ryan's one of my best friends. Curtis and I are really good friends, and I've become friends with a lot of you. And we have fun playing together, I know we do. And, that's something I would miss. But on the other side, something I don't like about PC is some games I don't like to use a keyboard. Most games, actually. And I know some of you are thinking, well, you can get the Xbox controller for your PC, Ash, and you're correct. But for some games that I prefer a controller on, it wouldn't quite work. For instance, if you play Call of Duty on PC and you don't wish to use a keyboard and mouse, and you use a controller, there is no aim assist. So it's a lot more difficult than you would think. And there's those pro keyboard warriors out there who would utterly and completely stomp me to death. So there's that. I've tried playing first-person shooters on PC, and I'm not too great at it. So there's that issue, which it's one of those things that would just be a learning curve. I would have to, adjust to playing on that platform, and that's a definite issue I would probably have. And another thing I want to address is my PC build that I'm thinking of doing. I'm not going for like an insane PC build, like $2,000 PC build, because honestly that's a little impractical in my opinion, and I'd rather not spend that much. I'd rather buy something fairly good to start with and upgrade it over time. It's just one of those things like, I think a lot of people that have invested in their computer that they've built don't regret it. They probably don't. But it's just like losing that big chunk of change all at once just seems like a big stab, and I don't know that I wanna do that. But I will leave a link to the build that I'm gonna discuss in the description. So if you want to look at it, just click it down there, and it'll be there for you. So I'll just go over the major components, I guess. The processor I want to use is the i5-3570. Right now my laptop runs an i7 like 92QM, or I don't even know all the random letters and shit, but I think it clocks at like 2.8 8 gigahertz overclocked. Like, that's the maximum it can hit. And that's not amazing by any means. I think it's fairly good for a laptop, especially one that's 3 years old. And my laptop boots up and shuts down in less than 20 seconds, less than 30 seconds, which isn't amazing again, but I've used someone's laptop recently that had an i3 processor, and holy crap, it was like worlds of difference. It was awful. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink of my water real quick. Okay, the second thing, the second big one is I chose an Asus motherboard. Asus makes very good motherboards, as I'm sure most of you would agree. Then I have 16 gigs of RAM. 16 gigs of RAM. That's quite a bit. All your other stuff's pretty generic, you know, the storage and all that crap. The other big component, of course, is the graphics card, and I've chosen a GTX 650 Ti. In my opinion, it's a very good graphics card. It's no 670 or 680 or 690, but it's still quite a good graphics card. And I've chosen the 2 gigabyte model. It's made by, who makes this one? EVGA, and they're you know, they all make their own spin-offs of each graphics processor. Asus has their own, Gigabyte has their own, so on and so forth. And right here you see I get very, very lucky with that last little play I made right there. Very lucky indeed. I did not have Flight Jacket on, and somehow I survived a Claymore, so that was pretty lucky in my opinion. So, back to what I was saying, one thing I want to know is there's a CPU, there's a processor, I think it's an AMD 5800K processor. It's a 3.8 gigahertz processor, and it costs only like 120 bucks, I want to say. And the i5 3570 clocks at 3.4 gigahertz, and it is almost $200. And I think the discrepancy here between prices is caused by the fact that the i5 has a larger cache, and what cache is it's basically a faster version of, or not version, it's faster RAM, essentially. It's a smaller amount of RAM, but your processor has direct access to it. It doesn't have to go through anything at all, so it has direct access to it, and it can do it quickly and efficiently. So, and the more cache a processor has, the more expensive it will be. I mean, that's the way everything works, but I think cache is one of those things that's like even more of a big deal as far as the price point goes. Like, it's exponentially multiplied. So if you want to look at that processor, I'll also leave a link to it in the description if you want to compare it to the i5 and tell me what you think. The gameplay's kind of wrapping up. This is the last round. This is where I totally whiff it and just fuck my whole team over, despite the fact I tried to carry it. But anyway, like I said, I'll leave a link to the build in the description and that other processor as well. I uploaded a video the other day for Fallout 3. If you want to go watch that, I'll also leave the link somewhere in the video. I would really appreciate it if you go give it a look if you haven't yet. Leave me any questions you have about PC, about switching to PC. Leave any comments you have about switching to PC, and that's about it. As you see, I'm in this pillar area. I don't know why I planted A. I think that was my biggest mistake. I hate A. I hate all the pillars in there. I can't see. It's dark. It's just, it wasn't a good decision. It was a very poor decision, and it led to this, a 15-4 loss. And there's not much you can do about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary, as per usual. I'm going to hit the sack. I will see you guys next time, as always.
Agents, mission.